Hello and welcome to a new episode of 60 Seconds here at StartupTV. We are broadcasting like every week live from SpaceJack co-working here in Berlin, and we give the chance to startups and nice projects to pitch their idea in less than 60 seconds. After that, you have the chance to vote for your favorite startup until next week, and then we give a special story to the startup with the most votes. But now I want to welcome the first startup. It's epicinsights, and they are having a smart data startup helping companies by driving insights from their data. So how they do that, let's find out. Your 60 seconds starts now.
Thanks.
I hold that for you.
Yes, hi, I'm Michael from epicinsights. We have built a predictive analytics platform called Epic AI. With Epic AI, we are able not only to deliver personalized user experience, we try to find out what is the real context of the user. So how we do it, we generate 300 times more data than usual tracking tools from anonymous user behavior. And on this, we build up fluid personas. And there we get much more insights on user behavior and find out what is the next best action for every single user and deliver this in real time. So fluid personas, it's also a huge new insight into the audience of your users on your website. And you can find out what makes them unique, how do they change over the time. And it's free of bias because it's from the machines. So Epic AI is all about individual user experience on your website and online shop.
All right, perfect on time. So is that mainly, what kind of data you are providing mainly? Is it like to understand better what are the audience of the companies, or what are like your clients looking like, or?
No, it's basically we just don't want to know who the person is behind the screen. It's all about understanding what is the right now context of the user who visits a website or a content shop, because behavior changes, the context changes from hour to hour or day to day, and we are not interested in personal data. We are only interested in the insight, what is right now the best information the user needs to get them happy and to their target, whatever they're looking for.
All right. And so in which stage is your company? How many companies are you already using your technology?
So right now we are 15 people in Jena, and last year we did a lot of projects with automotive company, with rail, and also with communication companies. There was a lot of proof of concepts to find out where's the scope of the company, and right now we try to focus back to the e-commerce, back to the roots, back to the Jena roots, and the idea is to get a scalable product beside on all individual customizations we can deliver with our platform.
All right. And next big milestones you're working on?
Next big milestone is not only understanding user behavior, but also understanding language and also understanding the content on the website, and then matching together, not only making fluid personas, also deliver fluid content on websites to say, okay, we are completely free of segments or free of borders. Everything should be in the flow.
All right. Thanks for the pitch. So if you want to hear more about epicinsights and we should cover them more in detail, then give them a vote. And if they get the most votes, then we will cover them more in detail. Now I want to welcome our second startup. It's HRForecast, and they are also using smart data, but like analyzing it and trying to revolutionize the HR industry through that. How they do that, let's find out. Your 60 seconds starts now.
So we are HRForecast. HR stands for people, and forecast stands for data. We know that in the next years, many jobs will disappear, while new jobs will be created as well. So our mission is to have nobody left behind. So we have companies to transform, and we have people to develop by analyzing their skills. And we do this by analyzing with artificial intelligence internal data as well as external data, both structured and unstructured. And the result for our client in the end is a transparency on the current skills as well as knowledge about what skills they will need in the future. And what makes us very unique and also very proud is that we have grown to a company of roughly 30 people without ever having any external money involved. And that keeps us very independent, and we can do what we want, which is in the end to shape the future and to make it better to work for everybody.
All right, thank you. And first of all, congratulations for scaling up without any VC money. So what kind of data you are actually using? You're saying like internal and external, but how does that look really like, and what kind of information you're then providing?
Well, there are many startups that focus on one niche, but we are very broad. So we started with strategy, now we go more into operational tasks as well. So it always depends on the question the clients ask us. So sometimes we only need external data. For example, if they want to find a new location anywhere on the globe, we check where are the skills located, how is the demand for it, how will it change. But if they want to know what kind of skills do I have inside my company, or whether they have some attrition risk, etc., then we will of course check the internal data of the client.
And do you helping them also to use that data? Because I mean, it's like one hand to have the numbers on the paper, but especially when it comes like to leadership or to like HR, you need the improvement inside the company.
Yeah, we have 3 columns. One of them is analytics as a service, which is basically consulting. That's where we usually start with, because they need to learn first how to handle data. Then we have another column, which is the market intelligence. Basically, that means we give them a data feed, and they can use it themselves. And the last column is software as a service, which are basically our tools, and they can be used completely independent of us. So of course it requires some knowledge by the client how to use it, because there are tools for HR and there are tools for employees. So especially if it's an employee tool, the user experience and all these things need to be very, very good, so that everybody is able to use it and wants to use it.
All right, thanks for the pitch. And congratulations, good luck for that. So if you want to hear more about HRForecast, then give them a vote and we will cover them also more in detail. For all you don't know, today is the World Water Day, so I'm really happy that we have a startup who is working in that field, and that's Smartwin's technology, and they're providing IoT solutions for residential drinking water installations. How that looks, how that works, let's find out. Your 60 seconds starts now.
Thank you. Smartwin stands for Smart Water Installation, and essentially we are developing IoT solutions, as you mentioned yourself, for the pipes bringing the drinking water inside your home. So the most notorious problems related to this area are the leaks. So imagine that you're not home and your water pipe gets burst, or think about the very small dripping leakage hidden in the wall, which goes over without detection for years. In both cases, damage can be tremendous. So to prevent this, we designed our non-invasive leakage prevention solution, which is called Waterminator. And essentially, it's a sensor that you can place completely by your own, without any tools or the plumber, to the pipe surface, and it detects even the smallest leaks. So we sell the Waterminator or rent it through our B2B partners, who are, for example, insurance companies, utility companies, or smart home platforms. For example, one of our biggest partners is Technische Werke Ludwigshafen. We just reached our MVP, sold first batches of devices, and looking for an investment.
All right, thanks for the pitch. So you already mentioned you just have to plug it onto on the road, and then, or how does that work? Can you give us a bit more insights about like the techniques and what's behind it and what's happening?
So the physical principle behind the technology is relatively simple. It's just measurement of the temperature of the pipe surface. So we don't get into the pipe, we only deal with the pipe surface. Because what happens when the cold water starts flowing through the pipe surface gets colder. And the faster water flows, the faster temperature of the pipe surface changes. So we looking at to that temperature patterns with our intelligent algorithms, and those algorithms are detecting the typical water consumption inside the pipe based on those temperature patterns. So it analyzes that and makes a prediction that the current consumption pattern looks abnormal. That's more or less how it works.
And so for what you can use this information?
You mean the temperature, right?
Yeah, I mean the data you are getting out of that, how does that help then your clients?
So apart from the main application is to prevent the damage inside the buildings, right? Because if lots of water escapes and fills your apartment, obviously you get damage. right? Your property gets damaged, and then your insurance have to pay. So actually, it is even much more interesting to work with insurance companies than with the end customers, because they pay 2 billion euros per year, right? So that's one of the use cases, is to use that to prevent the damage. The other use cases that we are currently which are currently in development stage are, for example, the stagnation detection. Because we know when water flows and when it doesn't flow, we could know whether there are good conditions for the bacterial growth inside the pipe. So it's more or less like a hygiene protection. You know, if you have a hotel, or if you have a multiple apartment building where there's lots of sensors installed, then you could know, okay, in this place the person is not using enough water, there should be some flushing going on to prevent the bacterial growth. Another very interesting application is, for example, the elderly care, because looking at the water patterns and learning how the user can, of course not we learning, but the algorithm, in light of the data security, very important. So that algorithm learns how the water is consumed on a normal basis, so it can detect the anomalies as something might have happened with a granny who lives in the apartment, right? This is also a very interesting subject, but it's under development at the moment.
And so you already mentioned you just finished your MVP, and now you're looking for money. Something else you're looking for, like partners?
Yes, absolutely. We are always open for the collaborations. We are especially interesting for us is to get on board more insurance companies that would be interested to work with us to, for example, to subsidize that product, or even offer it for free to the end users, or offer a discount for the premiums to the users who buy or rent out the system. That is very relevant for us. And yes, as I already mentioned, we're looking for money because we need to gain some critical mass to grow and produce and sell the device.
All right. Then good luck on that. Hopefully you find the money to improve. And so if you want to hear more about Smartwin's technology, then give them a vote and we will cover them more in detail. Last but not least, I want to welcome the ARC, and they are often intensive leadership programs to help people to become the best. So let's hear how they do that. Your 60 seconds starts now.
Yeah, hi, I'm Astrid from the ARC, and the intention of the whole program is really based on knowing that, in our life, we might have 2, 3, maybe 10 different jobs. So understanding who you are, what you're good at, has become sort of like a hard skill, really. And with the ARC, we've hacked this incredible 3.5-day bootcamp process where it's really possible to give your entire life something that we call a disruptive makeover. It's understanding your obstacles, overcoming them, but especially turning your biggest talents, passions, and values into something, a job, a work, a profession that inspires yourself and others, that literally sweeps you off your feet. So, fun fact, 96% of our alumni actually say it's the best or one of the best experiences they've ever been on. So anyone who feels curious joining that journey can find us on the arc.site/coffee chat, where we will be available for personal calls and interactions. So that's us.
All right, cool. Thanks for the pitch. Sounds pretty impressive, especially the insights from the alumni. So how does that work? What is the program all about?
So it's a question we get a lot. How does it work? I don't know how many pitch classes we've been trying to explain what the ARC is, but I love to say it is, unfortunately or fortunately, a different experience for every single individual. The one thing I can say is I think one of the secrets is that we do super intense pre-selection. So we only put people in groups together of which we know they're going to resonate with each other really, really intensely.
And what is the aim? I mean, like, leadership is like such a big word, right? So are you focusing on like specific skills, or what is like the aim afterwards to change the people? Yeah,
so the bold thing we are putting out there is we coach you to a level where you impact, inspires yourself and others. And what we mean by that, because what does it mean to be inspiring? It's basically you leave your comfort zone because you trust your dream more than you trust your fear. And it sounds really cheesy, but ask yourself, even if you like, what would it mean for each of us? And that's something the ARC delivers. Understanding where you start sweating, what are the freaking situations you're not even putting yourself in because you're too freaking scared, and what would happen to your life if you just chose to jump beyond that one fear and just literally do it.
And who are like your target customers, or like people who are like intending? Are this like mainly startups, corporates, or a mix of everything?
Definitely the latter. But there are a couple of things that really unite our alumni. One is that they're super hungry for impact. So these are all people who have a cool story, you know. We have like countless founders, a lot of people who work in corporations in cool positions, but also like, you know, bankers or investors who really want to pull off something big, but who are feeling like maybe there's something that is missing. You know, there's this one community that I don't have right now that challenges me down to my bones, and that also supports me when I risk falling.
All right. And do you like have like fixed schedules, or is like when is the next chance to joining the ARC?
Yeah, so we have fixed date. www.thearctraining.org/events is where you find those, because yes, we have actually skipped online. We are not the biggest fans of these online classes, you know. So we offer a couple of them, but really our core activities are these residential boot camps and retreats, which, hey, you find on our website.
All right. Thanks for the pitch, and yeah, it sounds definitely interesting. So if you want that we find out more about the ARC and give them a special story with a special featured video, then give them a vote, and you can vote until next Thursday, and then we will announce the winner of this show. Now, finally, I can announce the winner of the last show, and it's Battle for Me. So congratulations to them, and we will cover them in the next weeks with a more detailed story. That was already it for today's show. I hopefully see you next week, same time, same place, online, of course. So yeah, and until then, don't forget, do epic shit. Bye-bye.